Fighters of Reddit, what simple tips do you have for people with no fighting experience? Okay, here's some basic tips. Tuck your chin in and guard your head with your arms when you're being hit. Throw short, straight punches. Don't wind it up. Thumb on the outside of your fist. Don't grab your nose if they hit it. Just hit them back. You'll probably get hit in the solar plexus. This will most likely wind you. Don't be afraid to wear some steel-toed boots to do some bullmane folk dancing. But most importantly, don't get into fights if you don't know how to or won't win the fight. Don't forget about keeping your mouth closed so you won't break your jaw if it gets hooked or accidentally bite your tongue off. Military Unarmed Combat, ACA Combatives, instructor here with a few simple suggestions. 1. Don't fight unless you are left with absolutely no other survivable option. 2. Use any and all means at your disposal. Cars, rocks, chairs, sporting equipment, whatever. 3. If the person tries to go toe-to-toe or start swinging, close the distance quickly and take them to the ground. 4. Go for the sensitive areas, push eyeballs in, deliver elbows to the throat and strikes to crotch, break individual fingers backwards, or simply grab their head/neck and crank it as hard as you can in any direction, all in order to create 5. A real chance of retreat. If you get one, take it immediately. Bottom line, avoid a fair, i.e. mutually unarmed fight at all costs. But if you cannot possibly avoid it, quickly take steps to incapacitate and or distract your opponent while you vacate. The military undertone here is that you are vacating to go get your rifle and or buddies to come back and finish the job. But that doesn't apply to this hypothetical situation. Man, the military fights dirty. Don't get into a fight if you don't know how to fight. Throw up your hands, yell tiger claws, then kick him in the dick. The only way to get better is with practice. Start off by picking fights with toddlers and then slowly move on to small children as you gain more experience. Aim for their throats. Edit, karma for beating kids. Sure, I'll take it. 1. Act crazy. People don't hit crazy folks. Shit yourself to really sell it. 2. Focus your Ki into your fingertips and perform kata #7. 3. Consult the scanner before you decide to fight that guy yourself. 4. Only drunken tiger stance can defeat his mantis style. 5. Show more cleavage. 6. Jacket on. Jacket off. 7. Put your arms above your head to make yourself look bigger. 8. Target the glowing eye with a bow and arrow. Then use hookshot to get onto the ceiling and perform a sword strike from above. 9. Lay down a trap card in defense mode. Honestly, that you suck at fighting, and the only way to get better at it is to do it. There are things you can get better at by reading about, and there are things you can only get better at by physically practicing. Fighting is one of those things. If you do get in a fight, one of two things will happen. 1. You will fight someone with no experience. This will be an awkward, short, and exhausting experience. It will not be as cool as you think. Someone will fall down. The good news is that you both suck so much you can't really hurt each other. Maybe a black eye or something. 2. You will fight someone who knows how to fight. You will get ducking destroyed. You need to get up off the ground. Realize you're going to take some shots doing it, and run. You are ducked. It is up to the other guy to decide how badly he wants to hurt you. Get out of there. It's like ducking. Read all the goddamn tips you want. Your first time is still going to be a mess. Best case scenario is that you're in there with someone else as clueless as you. I agree with most of these posts. If you can avoid fighting altogether, do it. Nothing good comes out of it. You can face jail time or get fined, and that sucks. To answer your question, should you actually find yourself in a situation where fighting is your only option of defending yourself or another, here are some things you need to consider. First, determine if this is a life or death situation. Is some drunk college kid just running his mouth? Or are you alone on the street facing some thug? This quick decision dictates how you handle the rest of your decisions. The next important thing to consider is, to the best of your knowledge, Size up your enemy. Understand that there are people out there who look normal enough, but on the inside, have absolutely nothing to lose. Underestimating these people can and will get you killed. Let's move on to the actual fight itself. I'll start with scenario A, bar fight with some drunk guy running his mouth. If you really can't walk away, here are some general tips. 1. Scan the room. Is this guy alone? Have you noticed him with others? The biggest issues I've encountered are people not taking into account their enemy's friends and getting sucker punched from behind, or things like that. If this is the case, seriously try to defuse the situation. If that's not happening, position yourself against the bar or slowly make your way to the bouncer staff. You need to be able to see your opponent without worrying about what's behind you. So positioning is key in something that can be accomplished easily right from the get-go. 2. Take up a natural boxer stance. Start with your feet shoulder width apart. Take your dominant foot and take about a 3/4 step forward and turn sideways a little. This protects the soft muscle tissue located near the bottom of your stomach. Getting hit there can seriously bring your chances of coming out unharmed down. For those of you who haven't experienced it before, I've seen rock hard dudes go down real quick from taking just an average punch there. Standing sideways allows your body to take the brunt of the attack and not the vital regions. Keep your elbows tucked into your ribs and stand up straight. Tilt your chin down and use your jab hand, left hand for right is and vice versa, to protect your cheek and eye and your right hand to protect your jaw. This is your natural defensive position. 3. At this point, assuming you have no fighting experience, I'd advise not even punching. You'll probably end up hurting yourself more than the other guy. Taking 3 to 4 boxing classes will make a world of a difference, I promise. 4. At this point, your job is to let the guy wear himself out until the security staff gets him. Honestly, it shouldn't be more than 10 seconds tops. 5. That's really all you need. Chances are they will just swing wildly. If you keep your hands up and trace letters of the alphabet with your nose and just keep moving, I highly doubt he'll land any life-threatening punches before he is removed from the bar. The other scenario is entirely different. Use your surroundings to your advantage. Also, if held at gunpoint, statistics say it's better to take your chances and just run and haul ass than to stay and take orders from the shooter. Edit. Where? If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a fist. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. Duck, dip, dive, dodge, and destroy. I'm an amateur MMA fighter. Just a few tips for people untrained. Punching. Straight punches. Thumb outside and under. Don't let it stick out. Wrist straight. Aim for something softer than your hand to avoid the risk of breaking it if possible. Kicks. If you don't know how to kick a human hard, then don't. If you screw up you can easily end up on the ground. I would recommend against kicking even for people who train TKD, except for knee shots. Ground quite possibly will end up here. Stay on top. Pick your shots. Elbows work well here. BJJ works great in a gym, but on a sidewalk it hurts like hell. Aiming. Common misconception is to aim for the balls. Most males by age 16 has been hit in the balls repeatedly. We have developed reflex to defend it. Solar plexus, knees and throat. Throw elbows if you get in closerless notes. Avoid fighting. If you do fight, fight dirty. And watch out for his friend's edit, in case my intent was missed. This is advice. If you don't know how to fight, if you have trained in BJJ, Muay Thai, MMA, Sensu, Krav Maga, Sambo, etc., you are not the target market. Ignore this and do what you have trained to do. Join a class of 10-year-olds in order to dominate the dojo. I'm a firefighter. Read this as firefighters. Was going to comment stop, drop and roll. Might still be applicable. Some of the advice is seriously the worst you can give considering op is talking about street fights. 1. The single most important tip any self-defense advisor will give is to always avoid fights. Simple things such as good posture, not aggressive nor shy and intimidated, a calm but determined voice, and no insults or irrational arguing. which usually predates a fight, are key to defusing a menacing situation. And while being thought of as cowardly, running away should always be considered an option even at times when the odds for winning the fight are good. Physical violence, while it may sound cheesy, is a sign of mental weakness. 2. If none of that helped, and a fight is inevitable, it is indeed good to remember that the fight will be dirty. It is safe to say that the first shots fired will most likely determine the outcome, when effective. To strike first effectively may help to keep the fight as short as possible and avoid own injuries. This leads us to 3. Know your enemy. Every human has his weak spots, even if they are big, muscular or trained. Since techniques such as the neck chop link, B/Kana1/1W, T=37S, require training, use sensitive areas such as the eyes, ears or groin and/or distraction. La Sherlock link. YouTube.com/watch V=BGCMFPRPJOA. The Sherlock example is of course not as it would go, but it shows what I mean to say. A slap to both ears is really unpleasant. Try it on yourself and can give you enough time to, again, run away. My 4 is a mistake many people make, which can be more serious than a knocked out tooth. Do not punch your opponent straight on his mouth or head with bare fists. While they may seem like the ultimate weapon, a skull is harder and you can easily break your hands, which is going to be your end. Knocked out teeth are sharp and aren't necessarily a good way to end a fight, since you never know if your opponent has contagious diseases, HIV, hepatitis. A cut on your knuckles might be very harmful. 5. Don't show your fear. It is going to further encourage the attacker. Also, elbows and knees are your friends. They are quick and deliver more pain that you will know. Edit Typus. My knowledge stems from 12 years practice of martial arts as well as personal experience. Edit 2. Excuse me if I forgot anything or made mistakes concerning the beautiful English language, not my fist. Seriously, a lot of it is about your mindset. I'm not a boxer or anything, but I've been in a fair amount of fights. I was always a small guy, 5 feet 10, 160, but not till I was almost 22. Most people don't want to fight outside of a ring. Take into consideration your opponent's attitude and you sit against them. A lot of times for me, they're going to be overconfident due to them being bigger. Most fights are really short, even when they feel like they drag on forever. A guy whose GF I pissed off caught me off guard and threw me against a wall, then spread his arms out in a tough guy stance while getting in my face. He was a good 4 inches taller. Headbutt to the nose. Wasn't even a fight. Don't do stupid things. Keep calm. The last altercation I got into was with my own brother. You tend to fight harder with people you know. More emotion, I guess. He is also pretty large in comparison. He picked up a baseball bat, aluminum. Thank God, and it pissed me off so much that I bitch slapped him as hard as I could. I lost that fight really fast. In those cases, get out of the situation. I almost died. 4 fractures of the skull, ear bones all broken, swollen brain. I couldn't form words for 3 months. I was a ducking idiot. Don't be emotional. Make logical, balanced choices. 99% of the time, that choice should be not to fight. Edit Typus. Learn how to run. Take your dick out and slap them with it. Trust me, it works. They're going to fight dirty. You also have to fight dirty, unless you're in a staged fight or an official arena fight. There are no rules. You fight for your life. Kick to the nuts or punch to the tits. Pocket sand. If you have no experience, and you fight someone with no experience, go for the cheapest and most economical strike available, a kick to the nuts. If you are fighting an experienced fighter who has a training in nearly any discipline, you are going to be in trouble. It's all about the headbutt, a real power move. Run. If you can't run, rip their ear off. Thumb on outside a fist, because you will break your finger otherwise. There's nothing cheap in a street fight. Prop your index finger higher than all the others and go straight for the throat with a straight punch. Don't wind it up and don't curve your swing. Don't fight. In a ring, hands up, chin down. On the street, run. Punch yourself in the face and KO yourself. 1. Don't get into fights. 2. Keep your hands up. Protect that pretty face. 3. Turn sideways and make your feet into an L shape with the front foot forward and back one at a 90-degree angle. This makes you smaller and gives you a bit more balance. 4. When punching, punch through the target. Don't just make contact. 5. If they have a knife or a gun, run away. 6. Don't get into fights. 7. Don't take fighting advice from Redditors. A lot of people don't know what they're talking about or haven't been in a real fight. It takes years and years of training and experience to become a good fighter that can keep yourself and your opponent safe. If you want, please don't watch UFC or try to learn from Reddit and think you're a BJJ master now and end up hurting yourself or one of your friends acting tough. Just break the wrist and walk away. The best advice is, don't fight unless you absolutely have to, especially because you have no experience. Self-defense is all about staying safe, not kicking people's asses. The best martial art for street fighting is run fu, track, and field in English. But if you must fight. 1. How has nobody mentioned Palm Strikes link? YouTube.com/watch FEATURE equals PLAYER_DETAILPAGENV equals 8dog2Q26x4 number T equals 71s. Yet, you have a lot of small bones in your hands, which are very susceptible to breaking, especially if you have no idea how to punch. So the safest way to attack someone is with your palms. You can still apply a great deal of force, but with much less risk of breaking bones. 2. The fence link. YouTube.com/watch V equals QEBNHWZMKNU. This is probably the single most useful self-defense technique for the kind of fights most people get into. Vocal escalation and pushing leading to fighting. Basically it means trying to avoid a fight while keeping your arms up in a defensive position without looking like you're defending yourself, because that will put the other person into fight mode. It also means staying out of the person's middle line. 99% of people will subconsciously square up to maximize their aim and power. It's very simple but hard to explain. Watch the video. 3. Before you read this, I am not your lawyer. Avoid the fight if possible. But if you think it's unavoidable, strike first. Hit hard and unexpectedly link. YouTube.com/watch FEATURE equals PLAYER_DETAILPAGENV equals JSHFCD1L7VWHT equals 258s. The stupidest thing you can do is what most meatheads will do. Putting their arms down by their sides with their palms up and chin out saying what are you gonna do? By that point the other person will already be in a fighting mentality, meaning they'll be somewhat ready by the time you throw a punch. What you want to do is to throw the first punch again, only if you think they are going to throw the first punch and you want to take them by surprise. Get them out of fight mode and say something like, hey man, I don't want to FBM. Don't start pushing each other. Don't start yelling or swearing at them. All of those things prepare someone for a fight. 4. Most people without any fighting experience will put their head down and throw wild haymakers with their right arm, trying to go for a one-punch knockout. This is a dangerous but stupid tactic because it's a very low percentage shot and pretty much the opposite of what you want to do. Keep your head up but chin tucked. I used to walk around the house with a tennis ball under my chin like an idiot to practice this and throw shorter, controlled strikes. Note that this won't come naturally if you have no boxing/fighting training at all. Use windmill technique. It's super effective. Hey, thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe.